All right, JFK International Airport in New York, where the the Pope, he seems to be bigger than the president these days, certainly the reception he gets on both sides of the aisle. He's doing in New York, and he's got a busy schedule. Once he arrives, he will helicopter over to Manhattan, have a mass at St. Patrick's Cathedral, and he's going to be going to Ground Zero. He's going to be talking to a lot of folks. He's erring on the side of the homeless, the poor, and not the fat cats. In fact, we're told that some of the fat cats at St. Patrick's Cathedral spent all that money to get that place renovated, all nice and shiny, are kind of ticked off that they don't have primo seats. Not all, some of them. I think the Pope is just going to say, well, deal with it. I don't think he'll say that. Anyway, we've got Republican Texas Congressman Brian Babin with us. And Congressman, the Pope did mention today this refugee problem in the greater context of immigrants, saying that we must welcome immigrants, treat them as you would want to be treated yourself. Now, a lot of people interpret that a variety of ways. This is just my interpretation. He's talking about those in oppressive situations who want something better. And I think by extension, he might be referring to this wave of largely Syrian refugees, although now we're told they're not just Syrian refugees. But you always say there's got to be, you have to, with your heart, think one way, but you have to think with the cost of this in another way. And no one's talking about that, right?
I'm talking about it, Neil. I have a bill called the Resettlement Accountability and National Security Act. And I'm a compassionate Christian, and we are helping these refugees and with billions of dollars right now. But do we want to import the turmoil and the problems of the Middle East and invite them into the United States of America? And we've already seen ISIS promise to exploit our refugee programs. We've taken 500,000 refugees in the last 6 years of the Obama administration. And quite frankly, less than 5% of those were Christians, the most persecuted group of the entire region. And I'm looking at, as I said, I'm compassionate, but I have a sworn duty as a U.S. Congressman to uphold the national security and the safety of my constituents, the U.S. citizens. And I think that we are inviting and opening the door for ISIS to come in and set up bases of operation in the United States at taxpayer expense and legally. And I think this is crazy. And we want
so when you hear the Pope say what he has said about opening our doors and helping these people out, I think he also, people forget, said he's worried about religious extremism as well and those who do some horrible things in the name of God. So I think even he would say, right, yes, have a big heart, but realize the terror that awaits, and the terror being, as you indicated, ISIS trying to infiltrate some of these refugee ranks with some bad guys. How do you balance that, though?
Well, you balance it by being smart. We, as I said, we're helping them right now with medical and nutritional aid. These refugee camps should be set up and these people taken care of. And we are doing our duty in that regard. And when this crisis is over, hopefully when we get strong leadership in the next year and a half or so, that we can send these people back to their homelands. But we don't need to be importing these problems into America. We're already $19 trillion with a national debt. These people are loaded into our local communities, counties and cities, and overload our school districts and our hospitals and our health care facilities, our law enforcement agencies, and 90% of them are on a federal welfare program. And my bill is going to put a halt to this program until we can make an assessment of what the fiscal costs and the national security risks are.
All right, Congressman, good seeing you again. Be well.
Thank you, Neil. Bye-bye.
All right. Now, in the meantime, so many leaders, so little time. This city is chock full of leaders of foreign countries, and even more so as the days continue. You got the Pope coming to town, and this guy, the leader of China. He's going to have a big din-din with the president when he arrives in Washington at Blair House. A big, big ceremony, 21-gun salute at the White House. There are a lot of folks who are saying this guy and his country are behind hack attacks and God knows what else. Why are we kowtowing to him? The Pope, yeah, they could see that. This guy, not so much.